Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. You have to be authentic at all times. Now, this is a theme I've talked about being authentic before, and you always get somebody say, well, fake it till you make it and all of that. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. When I say you gotta be authentic at all times, you gotta be. Now let's get past the obvious is it's hard to maintain a lie. But there's other things too, especially when you're dealing with women. Understand something, a woman, you think you just saw that woman, you walking down the street, you think you just saw that woman. Or you in a social situation, or you want a job. First of all, if you are any place where a woman sees you consistently, it could be you going to a grocery store at a certain time every day. You could be on a job where you have a lot of women. You could be at the gym where women can check out stuff. Like when I went on vacation about a month ago, and I was slow about getting back into the gym hard or into the gym routine. I had more than a couple people say, hey, I ain't seen you around in a while. Or I've had some of the people surprised me because they'd be like somebody I don't really interact with. Be some women, I'm like, what? Or if you want a job or something, trust me, even if you're trying to stay to yourself, somebody paying attention to you. You got to be authentic at all times because women, they'll check you out for a while and then conveniently figure out your time you clock you, figure out where you're going to be at, then put themselves in your path. Because they looking at you all the time. Now, you can fake it sometimes. You can think you faking it with a woman when you just meet her. You can think you faking it. And you might be. She might not. You might be a situation where she might not see you around, but don't go by that. Because there's some other stuff in that situation. There's some other stuff. And that one thing is something a lot of people like putting up. And they like saying, hey, this has changed the game. It's really just added to the game, and that's social media. When women, I've dealt with some women. I've dealt with several women. Like I remember I met a woman I met this woman. I was in a department store doing my thing. She's a little aggressive. We talked. I gave her my name. And, I had some stuff I had to do. So I said, okay, why don't we meet at this diner? She said she's going to be at this diner. We'll meet at this diner at a certain time. Okay, we good. I get to this diner. This woman say, well, you're a nice guy or player. She had my website pulled up. And I've had that a few times. I had that even back in the days when, the internet wasn't all that. They had a little bit of information. Like one of the few times I did that whole online dating thing. Met this woman. And she didn't even have my whole name, but she was able to find out what little bit was there of me at the time. Because this was late 90s. I mean, this wasn't nowhere we ain't had a social media we did now. Yeah, she was still able to find out some stuff. Find some articles I had written back then. Find out some general information about me. I was like, oh, you kidding me? So it's like as soon as they get your name, shoot, they checking everything. If they could truly get access to your credit, they probably would too. And I've seen that with a lot of women. They checking that. So if you trying to say, look, here's the thing. If you trying to say, well, you the CEO of a certain company. Now, if it's a made-up company, they're going to look it up. If it's a company that is well-established and you thinking, well, yeah, I'm going to tell her I work here and stuff. Oh, she going to be on that website. Some women might even call and say, well, I'm looking for this person named so-and-so. Nobody here worked by that name. So they checking you out. So you need to be authentic. Now, here's another thing, and let me go back to that whole social circle thing. If a woman she can't find something about you online, she might ask about you. In fact, when she first see you, she might be like, ask her girlfriends, who's that? And who knows that? Who knows that person? And with a combination of social media, social circles, shoot, she might even have a friend that knew somebody who knew you in high school or went to the same high school. Trust me if they don't check. It might be some cousin or something they ain't talked to in 10 years. They'd be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I ain't seen you since a family reunion. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you heard about this guy right here I'm about to tell you? I'm gonna text over his information. And shoot, she back. Oh yeah, I remember him. Oh shoot, yeah. He got in trouble. Him and some guys gang raped a woman or something. It's like, oh, okay. Seriously, you don't know. It'd be surprising. And then you combine that with social media. Cause I was checking out something. on my Facebook the other day, and I was looking at the connections. I think it was a group, and if you get in one of those groups or something, it'd tell your friends or people you had something in common with, and you'd be reading some stuff. You'd be like, wait a minute. Me and this same person are friends with this person. You'd be like, damn, how y'all even on the same page? In fact, I even caught somebody doing that one time. Because I said, okay, this dude must have been going through my friend list because there's no way he should know this particular woman. But a lot of times they might know the person. They might be on the same thing. So if they checking you out, if they checking out your social media, they asking around about you, and when they doing all that, they ain't doing that to find out yourself. Trust me, they ain't doing that to find out how much money you're worth, because they really can't find that out. If they, most cases, if they happen to know somebody work at a certain bank, they find out you bank at some place, and they say, oh, wait a minute, who I know there? They be like, call them up. They say, girl, remember when I hid that marijuana so you wouldn't get in trouble with your parent? I need that favor now. Shit, you never know there too. So the best defense is like, look, just be straight up, authentic. And it don't mean you have to, like, as soon as you meet it, tell her everything. But you don't have to lie to her either. Because, you see, it's worse when you lie. Like, you can say, if you can actually tell a woman straight up, look, all I want is sex from you. And she might not give you some, but she at least gonna respect you. But if you go up to her talking about, well, I'm following my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I'm saving myself for marriage. I'm a born again virgin. And she might be thinking, oh, he's so cool, but you're not authentic because you just waiting to get in there, and then all of a sudden, you come in. You take off your shirt, your nipples are pierced and shit, and you want some freak shit. You try and get down, and a woman's looking at you like, what? And then she has zero respect for you or anything. And that's even if you get that far. Because usually what happens is they ask the questions, they ask around, they find out the contradictions, and they determine what they're going to do with you. And it's like, nah. You can tell them, look, all I want to do is hit the skins. Or if you work a certain job, this is where I work. Here's the thing. And remember, I said all this goes back to everything. You can't be pressed enough to, violate your own integrity. Just tell her. If you're a janitor, tell her. If she don't like it, or she's like, well, I can't be dating a janitor, you just look at her and you just say, damn, you were cute too. And then walk away. Remember, last week I talked about don't compromise your standards. Don't compromise yourself. Be authentic. Because, see, here's the thing. When you're authentic, then a woman can really see who you are. And the women who are right for you need to see who you are instead of who you're trying to be. Because you're trying to be something, it might attract somebody, but is that the person you really want to be with? Is that the person who values you? You want the woman who values you, who sees you as you are. She's cool with it. She's like, yeah, I know he works here. I know he does this. I'm still good with it. And that's how you got to think. And you got to be authentic at all times. Don't change your shit up for a woman. Don't be pressed you're going to change your shit up. She either deals with what you got or don't. And women will tell you. Yeah, that's the funny thing. If you actually listen to women, they say, look, they'd rather know that you fucking like 5 other women. They rather know. They cool. A lot of them cool with it. Because here's the thing. You don't know what they looking for. They might be, they might just be looking for somebody just to have sex with. And they say, you know what? As long as you give me once a month, we good. And they might actually say that to you. But they won't know that if you up there trying to pretend like, oh, yeah, you this guy trying to marry and shit. Or you trying to pretend like, you the CEO or something. It's better you just tell them straight up. Never want pussy that badly. Because then that reflects, and see, that's more than just reflecting on you. Like I said in a previous video when I was talking about this same general subject. Some of the men around you might not trust you. Because the thing that a man needs is his word. So you gotta be authentic at all times. Don't worry about who it impresses or whatever. Because you're going to impress or not impress somebody regardless of what you do. So you might as well be impressed by who you really are. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.